welcome to Stage Think Tank. Dude, you've got a big week coming out. The Infungibles. Now, for a little bit of a side look at it from how I've introduced the Infungibles to Grape, I got Sixon to write a little article, and this was based on very old information now. You guys had a small mini game. You were looking at doing villains for your I'm trying to think now, PFP, for your NFT launch, and that didn't really succeed. That didn't really go very well, and the mini game was very early in its infancy in that stage. So since that stage, that was probably 6 weeks ago. Sixon, is that about right?
Oh, maybe longer, maybe eight.
Yeah, time flies, but yeah, it was probably about 6 weeks ago when you popped through and took a look. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a long time away now, and for people listening in, since then, Think Tank and Infungibles, they've done a lot more. They've got a partnership with, I would warrant a guess, and I'm actually interested to know the number, but I'd warrant a guess it's something like 45 partners that you've brought on board, and you've got a mini game that's playable. You're looking at joining Savannah. I joined into the AMA the other day for that. And I think that's going to be a very strategic partnership for the pair of you guys. But let's have a quick, give us an elevator pitch about what the Infungibles is.
So the Infungibles is it's more than just an NFT collection. We are actually it's a little more than a mini game too. It's a full-fledged browser-based old school role-playing game, like an RPG. It's desktop right now. We have a mobile version in the works, and you can actually play it on a mobile browser, but not if you have to be logged in with Phantom Wallet, which you do. But so this is not just a collection of NFTs. Each NFT is going to be a character in the game. And as Barndog said, we started off being a superhero game. This was a port of an old free-to-play game that we had, and we brought it into
So
blockchain.
when you
We
say old game that you had, so elaborate on that. So have you guys started producing games before you actually brought this project out?
Yeah, this is a reskin of a game that like it's kind of an RPG engine we've had for a while. I've been in the gaming space for a while. In the very early days of Facebook games, about probably 13 years ago, co-founded a little studio called Click Nation that got in, started making one of the first RPGs on Facebook back when Mafia Wars was around. We were about the same size as Zynga when we both started. They grew a lot bigger than we did, but we grew from like two to 70 people in 18 months, and we got picked up by EA back then. And that studio's still around. They make a mobile game called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that's done really well for EA.
So why don't you
So
why don't you talk about this much, Think Tank? You guys have actually been in the scene for a while, and this is not information that you find out very easy.
yeah. So sorry, what was the question?
So why don't you talk about the fact you guys have actually been producing games, and this is a reskin of an old game. You've actually produced stuff before in the sphere of gaming, mobile gaming, not just that. But why are you not? It's hard to find where it all comes from.
Yeah. So there's a lot of new developers in this space who don't have any gaming experience, but they're just kind of they kind of rushed into here like the gold rush, trying to make money on the blockchain. So in the very early days of Solana, we saw a lot of NFTs come out promising a game, and
Or
those
a metaverse. Or a metaverse.
were a metaverse. Yeah, that's the play, but they didn't have anything. And now you're actually seeing the ones who went to work and tried to build something first. Those are all coming out over the last month, and going forward, I think it's going to be more like that. But this is a game. This is not a 3D game. This is not a metaverse. It's a simple kind of retro browser-based game. But we know that it has a really balanced economy and good loops that keep people interested. So we released what you're calling the mini game is basically just our demo. That's just the tournament mechanism, and you know it's dumb simple, but it's like it's got an addictive mechanism that my co-founder, he used to work with us at our old studio that got bought. He's been building these RPGs ever since. He's got an indie game studio, and this is a reskin of a game engine that just works well. Anyway, the thing that we did that we think is innovative is we gave up on the superheroes and we made what we call metaverse mechas. Now every character in the game, it can be played by itself, but you can also it's a mecha, and you can put any NFT inside of it. So this is why we have these partnerships with NFTs. We're up to 110 now. We've got
110. Wow. Um,
yeah, we got big projects: Stoned Apes, D Gods, Pesky Penguins, Famous Fox, Meerkats. We just got Bull Empire. So we got a lot of big projects and small ones too. And when they come into the mechas, they actually get it's like they have an extra equipable spot. They get a few more points in the arena. Um, so they get some bonus for being our partners, and they just basically help us spread the word. And we're giving away Soul in twice weekly tournaments. And
so are you giving away that soul now? Is it playable before the actual the launch, the NFT launch?
we're doing 2 tournaments a week right now in the demo, and we're giving away 1 soul in each tournament. And we divide it up among 6 people, so it's not these aren't big prizes, especially with the price of soul I just woke up to, which just really got me rattled.
Yeah.
But we're still giving away money, and people are fighting hard for these small prizes. So
Yep. I played in one of them. I think I hit the 50s rank on something. It was a very basic click and collect kind of. You fight this. You see a little bit of animation and stuff like that. Now I've got some screenplay for people that haven't seen it before. You can go to the Twitter and you can actually see gameplay on that. And by gameplay, so you guys have redone some stuff before. I love the mechas. I actually like how you guys have changed the mechas as of recent in the last probably 8 days. I've noticed it, how it's not just a little robot. Now you have a whole lot of different skins. I'd call them skins, I guess, but it's not just a mecha approach to it. Now you've got like a rock golem one to one of them, and then you've got a magic golem to one.
yeah, what we did is the game has the characters in the game have always had we call it a core. With the mechas, we're calling it a power source, and so excuse me, there's about 7 different power sources that characters in the game can have, and it's kind of a rock paper scissors thing. So we decided let's make some different skins that kind of go along with the idea of a magical power source or an elemental power source, that kind of a thing. So they're not they're not all metal robots now. They're they've got some different looks, but they all are designed to kind of hold an NFT PFP.
3
So you
a.m.
can
3 a.m. your time. You haven't got the Rona, have you, mate? You're struggling there with the coffin. Are you feeling all right?
yeah, I'm okay. I had COVID a couple weeks ago, and it's just a lingering thing.
Yeah, it's tough.
Sorry about that.
It's no, don't
Yeah,
be sorry.
nice.
Don't be sorry, dude. Yeah, nice. don't be,
How,
don't
how was it?
don't apologize. Yeah, how physically was it?
Yeah. So anyway, we're looking forward to launch, but man, the way Solana's been performing the last couple of days, a lot of mints are failing.
Yeah.
Um, transactions
Does
failing to
that
go through.
does that worry
It's a lot.
you for coming up to your launch then? 24th, 25th. Does
25th.
Tuesday, yeah, 25th. It's got me really worried, yeah. And the price is depressing. I mean, it's
No,
plummeted.
but no, don't be depressed about the price. So you should be like, this is the thing is, should as a developer, and obviously you're not, but shouldn't that impress you more? Is because the price of entry is lower by the
Good for the
USDC.
customer, bad for the producer.
Yeah, bad for you guys. You need a certain amount of money to be able to produce the game and go forward, but it makes the price entry point for individuals buying into your game, into your metaverse, into your project cheaper.
Yeah, it is. It possibly makes it, more likely of a quick sellout in that sense. But then we've got contractors and employees who only take U.S. dollars
Yeah,
that we have to pay. So
that's
that's
good,
part of
man.
it.
That is open and honest. I love it. I do like we can hear that hesitation, and just for talking to Think Tank before this, like I told him we're going to be honest, we're going to be open on this stage. We're getting developers for games here. We're not here to shill projects. We're here to ask them questions and be open and honest, and that's awesome. So people have to be paid. This is what a lot of people forget is that, like you're not investing in something to flip it and buy a house. They're producing a game and a project and a product that takes time and money, and they've all got to be paid. They've all got to pay their bills, and they've got to earn an income. Otherwise, they'll go and work somewhere else. So even though Solana's going down, and it's awesome for us individually to buy into these projects. My first game I bought into was around $43 when it was at Solana last year. So that's really cool to hear from a perspective that you're not as super excited about it. But where are we looking then? Let's talk some mint details. You guys mint on the 25th. Just give us the 411 for that.
Yeah, so the mint is on the 25th, and we set it at an odd time. It's at 22:22 UTC, so 10:22 in PM UTC.
That's
I'm not
the
sure
that's the main
1:06
list
in
though.
Australia, I
That
think, right?
that's actually
Illuminati confirmed.
yeah, that's actually the main launch, isn't it? Your whitelist goes 2 hours before that.
Yeah, the whitelist is 2 hours before that at 8:22 UTC PM, and we just got we're on Magic Eden Launchpad, and so we're happy to be there. It's got all the promotional opportunities, but they're a bit disorganized and conflicting about how we can do the whitelist sale. So we were going to do a whitelist pre-sale with a lower price, and that's what we told our community, and they promised us we could have that, and now they're saying it's not possible, and we're really up in arms. I just woke up to this as well before I got on the show, and I'm not too happy with that. So the idea is that we would do it 2 hours earlier at a lower price and cap that, and maybe that sells out, maybe it doesn't, and then go into the main sale. But I think the 2 hours early is going to stand. So 8:22, yeah, and we're going to fight really hard to get the lower pre-sale price.
And
Grab.
what are you actually minting when you mint one? Are you minting the outside of your mech, or are you actually minting an NFT to go inside your mech?
I like the
So
question.
yeah, you get the mecha, and each person's going to get a different mecha, and then we've taken our superhero characters and we've pre-populated the mechas with those, and you can play those by themselves. So you'll have one of the mechas, and it'll have one of our old pieces of superhero art in where your PFP would go, and then as soon as you log into the game, it'll ask you if you want to change it,
Are you
and we're
still
going to have
rolling out rarities with them, or are they all the same now?
yeah, there are rarities, some visual rarities, and primarily game mechanism rarities. So some of them get some weird buffs and some slightly higher power. They won't be unbeatable, but they will definitely have an edge when they come into the game if you have like an epic or legendary.
Yeah, nice.
And that was a pretty cheap mint cost though. Was it 0.77 for the main launch?
Yeah, 0.77 at the main launch, which was we tried to keep it as low as we could back when Solana was 40% higher or 50% higher than it was now.
So can
But
we even when
it'll
Solana
go
was
back up.
but even when Solana was 40% high, that actually feels cheap. Like that feels like a good entry point. So 0.77, you've got all these weird numbers, 2022, 22, 22. Talk about
Yep.
some of the numbers for us. Why are you coming in at 0.77 Solana?
So my co-founder's son is kind of a math whiz, and he loves repeating numbers. So that's where that came from. So we just have kind of like run with it throughout the project. Uh, so he likes that. But with the lower price point in general, compared to a lot of games that come in at 1.5 or 2 SOL, you see this a lot. Which I get. Games are really expensive to make compared to just a
Like a
PFP
PFP
project.
mint. Yeah.
Even like really expensive, nice 3D art, the dev cost is way less in a game. Our theory was we wanted to be not so much more. It seemed ridiculous for a browser-based game to be charging like twice as much as you pay for like a AAA title on the Xbox. Even though
That's
there is
good.
an opportunity to win money in it, it just we wanted to get more real players able to play it and coming in and playing it, and that might result in lower prize pools, but we were focused more on the game being fun, and we want in-game communities to be created out of these NFT projects. We want them to kind of have rivalries in the game. We're setting up tournaments focused on that. We wanted people to have fun more than for this to be a game where people grind away all day at it trying to make a living. That's kind of our philosophy about the game. We didn't really want it to be true like job play to earn kind of a game. It's a win. It's a win to earn game. Maybe it's more like going to Vegas and you play blackjack really hard all night and you'll win some money, but you're not going to make your living doing that.
We could talk about minting for an extra 15, 20 minutes, but that's cool. Let's get into the game. Let's actually get into the game play loops. This to me is what's important about what you're producing and the fact that you've got a play to earn part of the game available now ready to play. And you're actually paying out people weekly. It might only be a small amount, but that's because obviously you haven't minted, you haven't got that core behind. So at the moment, the gameplay loop is a web-based game. So is that built on Unity? Is that what you're building on?
No, this is just it's just like JavaScript front end and stuff. And we've got the animation. I'm not sure what he's using for that. Honestly, I don't know if there's an engine there, but this is not one of the modern like 3D engines. This is more of a strategy kind of board game style mechanics. It's not a button masher. So you go through, you check boxes, you go on missions by clicking buttons, and you see bars going by as you wait for your energy to refresh, and you wait for missions to complete, and you come back. It's a retro style game, and then we have arenas with a lot of other people you fight. And then we have these tournaments with these leaderboards, and you try to work your way up the leaderboard basically by clicking an opponent above you. And then we have the animations that play out when you see the fight. But the result of the fight is the result of all the choices you made in your build. What sort of items you've chosen to equip, what kind of consumable things you've chosen to eat before you go in that give you certain types of buffs.
So
Um,
the consumables are new to me because when I play the version of it, you would pick who you would attack, and they might be a elemental. There was, I think, four different types, potentially elemental. I can't even remember the other types, but I could attack like 20 people above me, and start at 118 and then attack 88, beat them, and then move up to their position in the board. So it's a very basic kind of loop. What comes next? Are you guys building out a bigger game, a bigger platform? How does it go from here?
Yeah, so the game, because it's sitting on a on existing code base, like it's all out there, and it's going to be a lot. There's a lot more to it. Like as soon as the mint finishes, we're opening it up like 2 days later. So that's all there, and like most of the things we've added now, just in recent weeks, have had to do with these mechas. So new ways of coming in and putting your PFP inside them, um, new kind of league mechanisms associated with PFP. So if you're in a certain NFT community, you can join together with other people in that community and like sort of keep track of your stats versus other NFTs. And we're going to have like NFT based leaderboards and things like that as well.
So where does we've got the mint coming up? So that mint is going to be 0.77 times. Um, it's a fair chunk. You've got like 7,000 or so, 8,000 mints. What is that? What's that producing? What's the next phase for Infungibles?
So we've got a few things that we want to get on the road that are on the roadmap that we want to get out quickly, and the highest priority, we have a rent a mecha feature basically. So we know not everybody's going to want to play, but there is sold to be won on a regular basis in the game. So we're going to like have a marketplace where if you own one, you can let someone else play it in exchange for a share of the earnings that they make in the game. And you can set your own percentage. So it'll be kind of like an open marketplace. And we figure it'll be, kind of floatable. But, the players will want to earn a higher percentage, and the stakers will want to keep as much as they can. So we're kind of hoping for a good marketplace in mechanism there. One thing I should mention too, our NFTs are going to have updatable metadata. So as you progress through the game with a character, as you level up and that character gets stronger and you equip it with more items, and they earn soul in the game, we're going to have metadata fields for those things like level, lifetime earnings, even. And we're going to do a batch process and update all the NFTs every night. So this will all be visible on the open marketplaces afterwards as well. if you build a strong character, you're not selling it just based on how it looks. You will be able to sell it based on its progress in the game. That's going out day one as well.
One thing I like is that it's not a button masher, because I hate button mashing games on mobile. I think they're shit and they should be more gacha style. They're not mobile games button mashing like it's terrible, I reckon.
Yeah, it's this style of game is definitely not for everyone. For people who really love video games, they're going to be like, oh, this is maybe kind of boring. But if you like strategy games, if you like kind of thinking about how to build a character and that sort of thing, it's got your classic RPG
Yeah, because I used to play
role-playing game.
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I was ranked one in my shard for a long time, then I quit and I moved on to Marvel Strike Force. Now I'm top 9,000
Yeah,
players there in the world.
yeah.
MSF.
So
So he wouldn't actually buy a Star Atlas poster, six, and he's that tighter than a fish's arsehole. Spends hundreds and thousands of dollars on Marvel Strike Force and wouldn't buy a Star Atlas poster. So
It's a game and it's out and it's working.
it's not working. You don't own anything in the game. This
Yeah,
is
no.
this is blockchain gaming, and like this is where I like it. So Think Tank, I still haven't got it. So this is what I like. I'm not here to sell the projects. And I love you've got the energy, and I love actually talking to you. I've listened to one of your previous AMAs this week, but what do we? The gameplay is very simplistic at the moment, very basic. It's a web designed kind of one. But what's the next project? Where's the game going in the next 2 months?
okay, so in the next 2 months, we just kind of want to get like regular people into the game. Kind of like we want to get the marketplace going. We want it to kind of stabilize, as you know, in the marketplaces. We want the secondary market to be stable. We're not looking to like try to make a blue chip NFT. We want this to be like an affordable entry. And so stuff we're going to add to it. We're hoping to, as I said, get the. Sorry guys, I'm really tired. We're hoping to get the the fight staking in soon as well. We've got the ability to basically bet on your hero in tournaments, so you can like stake soul, and then um, whether you win or not. Sorry guys, I'm super tired.
Oh, good,
Oh,
mate. It's
good,
3
man.
o'clock in the morning.
I'm starting to fade here.
And
But basically, you're going to be
yeah,
able
it
to
is
bet
3 o'clock in the
gold.
morning, so we don't want to hassle you too hard. So I mean, let's get a couple of crowd questions out here.
Sure.
PvP leaderboard. If you challenge and lose a fight to a challenger, are you penalised? Do the health and attribute take a knock, or conversely, if someone challenges you and you win the challenge, would you get a reward?
So we have actually there's three in-game currencies that are not tokenomics. These are not on the blockchain. There's three in-game currencies, and one of them is called bucks. And if you're out there on a leaderboard and you don't have your bucks in the bank, so we have a bank and you have to kind of remember to hide your money away, you can lose some bucks in the game. If you have it just all sitting in your pocket, just like anything else. If if you're walking around with a wallet full of cash and you get mugged, you're going to lose more. So that'll happen, but that's the only penalty for getting attacked and losing.
What's the rationale behind that? Why people lose their bucks?
So it's another box to tick. Like you have to take your bucks out of the bank and you do some things with them, and you can maybe leave them out while you're in a gameplay session, and you're probably okay. But if you leave the game and come back a half a day later, you might have lost some. It's another thing to kind of kick yourself and not remember. Um, it's a box ticking mechanism that
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So
So there's a lot of small things like that, but that's it. That's the only penalty for losing on the leaderboard.
is
Other
there
than like
any kind of
losing
like DAO play available, Think Tank? So can we get 5 of us from Grape to make a team? If 5 of us from Grape want to buy an Infungible, is there going to be? Can we do a 5-on-5, 3v3? Is there kind of an option like that?
Yeah, so we have these league war mechanisms built in where two leagues will go into like a fight board, and It's actually not a leaderboard mechanism, but they basically like they'll all fight each other a certain number of times over a set period of time. So the battles are still one on one, but the two teams' records are being tracked. And so at the end of that, one of you will have more victories than the other in total, and then that league has won the war. So those things have been pretty popular in our games in the past, and those games didn't even have the built-in NFT communities. These were just sort of communities that kind of grew organically in the game as people got to know each other. So we're hoping that the NFT communities are these built-in affiliations that people are going to wear. That's your badge when you go in. You're going to come in as a meerkat or a pesky or something, and you're going to want to rep your team.
So you guys have got a huge backing with partners now that you've joined up. So when I first started looking at you, you had probably 10 to 15 partners at the most, and now you're saying you've got over 100. What
Yeah.
What are the additional partners outside of you play that character in the game and it might give you a slight buff? What are the additional partners bringing to you guys? Like, I guess it's a bit of a two-folded question. It's a bit long-winded. Old Barn Dog talks a lot. But at the moment, we've got all of these metaverse projects building out, and there's a lot of projects building out and trying to find some kind of utility. So what are they actually bringing to Infungibles? Or what is Infungibles bringing to the rest of the projects?
So the partners for us are primarily a way to, number one, get out the word. So when we partner, they're supposed to do a tweet and a Discord announcement, and then it's also a way and then in exchange they not only get the buff in the game, but they get a slate of whitelist spots for the mint. So those are the primary mechanisms of the partnership. But we're hoping it kind of goes further than that, and that we're already kind of seeing certain NFT communities like Longween Club and the Cyber Frogs, the Toasty Turts, Undead Souls. Some of them have a lot of players who are coming in and they're really active. So we're starting to form stronger relationships with the admins of those communities, and that's pretty cool. And some of them are even like just in our demo tournament, the admin of the Toasty Turds has been matching prize winnings. So anytime a Toasty Turd wins any amount of soul on our leaderboard, he gives bonus soul to those players on his end. And as a result, that team has fought like ferociously just in these demo tournaments, which are, as you said, really simple.
Interesting
So
market ploy. I like it. That
yeah,
is cool. I like it.
we're doing a tournament right now. This is part of the demo, and we haven't really promoted it sufficiently, honestly, simply because we've been so busy coming up to mint. But we call it we call it Mech Madness, which is a riff on American basketball, an American college basketball tournament called March Madness. But if you're outside the U.S., you can kind of think of it as like the World Cup qualifiers, where we put like 6 different NFTs on one leaderboard, and the top 2 teams advance to the next round. So it's a bracketed tournament like that, and that's kind of fun too because we see some of them fighting really hard, and then the top NFT community at the end is going to get their own custom mecha that only that community will be able to use.
That's the kind of
So
thing that's going to be people are going to hunt for. Like communities will hunt for that.
yeah, some of them are coming in and pushing really hard. So
I like it.
it's fun.
Ali Rahimi, so you've been quizzed here by Sixon in the live chat. Answer the question, get a Grape giveaway. I like it. So, I mean, obviously, I was in the chat the other day with Sovana, and I've had them on stage here at Grape, big metaverse project. What's the partnership potential there? So they've got a 2D platform. Is that just kind of like sharing projects, sharing partners? Where does that come in? Do you guys gamify their situation, or
So
how does that work?
at its most base level, anyone with an Infungible will be able to come in and they'll have the Infungible avatar in the Savannah metaverse. So they'll be walking around with this mecha character, and it's a mountable mecha character. So anyone else, say there's a pesky penguin that's running around, they can actually hop on our back
So we can
and
mount the
ride around
penguin. Is that what you're saying?
like a pesky penguin or one of the other partner projects.
It's going to look a bit
Anyone,
awkward if a big mech is mounting a penguin.
Yeah, no, it's the opposite. They would be mounting us, but I gotcha. I gotcha.
So
Yeah,
is it
they call it
possible?
mounting. It's an awkward word.
This took a dark turn.
Is it possible you guys can take the partnership further? Let's say, like, you have a special arena in the Savannah 2D metaverse where you can specifically go and translate this website with this fighting, that demo that you're doing at the moment, and have that in the actual 2D metaverse of Savannah, like have a little ring, and so people can come and spectate, do that sort of thing. Is that the type
Yeah,
of
yeah.
partnerships you're wanting? Because so far it sounds like it's more of a membership acquisition, partnering with these guys to bring in their members to you, which is one of your objectives.
Yeah, so we didn't even really know everything they could do. So I learned a lot in that AMA the
Yeah,
other
I
day.
know. I listened. It was awesome.
Yeah, so they have a lot of opportunities like that. So we people have been coming to us and talking about some of these ideas, and I think an arena would be super fun. I think offering up kind of like laser beams shooting out of people's eyes would be fun, just as an infungible thing, because that's something that our mechas do. So we'd like to get more integrated and have kind of like a maybe a themed part of their world, maybe with an arena or something like that. There, yeah, we
I like it. I,
really
I, I think we don't have a Web 3.0 problem for this at the moment. Solution, I should say. So we can't do. Look at all these AMAs that we have there between Twitter and Discord, right? At the moment, there's no platform where you can just join in and bang, we're all watching this fight with Infungibles. And that would be cool. The arena thing would be awesome. Let's
yeah.
we are closing in on the half hour. I think we've probably gone over it, but give us a bit of closing thoughts, Think Tank. It's 3 a.m. We've hammered you. It's awesome. I love that you're keeping it real. Why should we be minting Infungibles? Tell us why that.
Well, I first want to say before I forget, because I sometimes do. Anyone who's in this room who wants to go to our server and get whitelist, if anyone's interested in possibly minting, if you think you might, you can have whitelist if you're in this room. I'll just open it up. Just maybe take a screenshot, or we have a mod in here actually, Tired of Ballin'. He's here in the room, and so he can give you whitelist if anyone's interested. So closing comments. We are innovating in this space. There's nothing else like us out there, and so I think we're a bit of a sleeper. There's no one else that's letting you take an NFT and put it inside a mecha or another kind of a character that houses it and lets you play in a game. And so this is new to the space, and we're also, as far as I'm aware, we're only NFT out there that's going to be updating game metadata to your NFT. So I think I'm pretty bullish on us. I think this is going to work well. I think you should mint just to try out the game. As soon as the mint happens, you can go to our lobby and pop your mecha in there, and we'll load up all of the NFTs in your wallet, and you can try your different PFPs in your mecha and see who looks best. So it's going to be fun.
And closing thoughts, proper play to earn. So by purchasing an Infungible, loading it with an NFT, can you enter tournaments and not have to pay additional Solana fees? It's bang. You can enter a tournament once a week, and that's free to play.
Yeah, it's all free to play once you have it. Yeah, we will have staking later where you can put down some money and bet.
Well, that's important. So it's funny. Sorry, I mixed up terms myself there. But play to earn, owning an NFT is going to give you a play to earn ability. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. 3 a.m. your time. I much appreciate you coming on stage. I'm looking forward to the mint, and I like the fact that you guys are coming in under a Solana. Obviously, we touched on it being much lower is not that great for you guys, but I think for the crowd that's amazing. That gives people a chance to buy into this for $70, $77. To me, that's a buying price. We are super fucking early in Solana Gaming. You've got a chance to be able to get into these and get into the game. So whitelisting, talking, are we messaging Ty Balling? Or are we just going to slash message and spam the shit out of him? Had a bit of a laugh there. What was the link for those? I mean, we've only got a few. It's a low crowd tonight. I'm a little bit disappointed. We had a couple of big guests.
Yeah, so What else can I tell you guys? Are we done here?
I'd say good luck, man. It's a big
All right, thank you.
it's a big thing to mint. Make sure you get some rest. It sounds like you've come off the Rona in the last week, so make sure you rest up. It's a big 48 hours.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, and I'm looking forward to getting beyond this part of it. But with the game, the work just begins. There's going to be a lot on the other side too. So
Yeah, good luck, guys. I mean, market's not looking too hot, so I hope you are able to finish minting out. Even if you don't, that's all good, because then you only get people that are super interested in owning your NFT.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, good luck with the mint
We
and
got to
stuff.
find some positive way to look at it.
Hopefully, Solana's network issues don't fuck you too hard, because that will be poxy if it does.
Yeah, that's actually a bigger worry than the price is the fact that people haven't even been able to buy lately. So you know, when the transactions aren't going through, the bar moves really slow, and people think the mint's failing. And so it's like this psychological thing, like
Yeah, and
people
then
being
no one
down,
wants
I
to
guess.
mint after that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be watching everybody else trying to mint in the next couple of days in real time, and
Fuck, would it
going
be
to
worthwhile just moving in a few days, just so
Yeah.
you don't have issues?
The problem is, though, in saying that, Egg, Sixon, other mints have moved. I remember, look at the Sweets; they moved a week because of Solana dramas. You can't avoid it, can you?
If you move it, then you
Yeah.
don't have to put up with it.
Yeah, we don't want to have to do that, but if it's looking really bad, we will pull it. Yeah.
It sounds like relationship advice for Barndog in his early 20s.
Everyone can take something from that.
I get deep and dark. Don't worry, dude. I'm in my second rum now. Thank you very much, Think Tank. 3 a.m. I much appreciate you coming on. Very much looking forward to the mint. I'll mint one. 0.77, $70. You just can't not do it. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Thanks, man. Have some
All right.
sleep.
Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
guys.
lovely to meet you. Thanks.
Yeah, you too. Take care.